Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, thank you for your support, okay? Big up the CoinsKid crew. And if you're not a member of the Patreon, do get involved. And once again, thank you for the really nice support and comments that I receive across all the videos here. Got some really good comments on the tutorial video yesterday. That was really good and heartwarming. Thank you. I'm really glad you appreciate that video. I will try and get more of those videos out and show shorting, longing, and how to open and close those positions with stop losses as well. I'll just show you everything that I know. I just want to bring a level of education to the space and reassure people that crypto is going places, okay? And you will hear a lot of FUD and a lot of like scam comments and stuff like that, and then when it's going up, you know, people are ultimately bearish, and when it's going down, bullish, sorry, and when it's coming down, people are ultimately bearish, aren't they? And sometimes you've got to be a bit contrarian thinker there. And at the moment, okay, as you're fully aware, there were signals when it was going up was saying, look, we're overextended, we're overheated, we need to come back down to earth and come back down to reality. And that's exactly what Bitcoin's done right now. It's reset a load of levels, okay, and it's looking great in my book for continuation. And all I'm seeing at the moment is more bear FUD, okay, and I'm getting them trolley comments and stuff like that, and that's good. I want to see that, to be honest with you, because that means that the bears are out to play, and bears are going to get wrecked, aren't they, as you're fully aware. But not got a crystal ball, but certain things that I chart and look at are telling me the Bitcoin potentially has bottomed out here. Okay, we're seeing levels of consolidation across the board, not just for Bitcoin. Things are just sort of going sideways. There obviously are destinations on a lot of the projects that I'm covering, you know, with the rising wedges and stuff like that. Even Bitcoin itself was broken out of a rising wedge, and it has a destination and a potential retest of a bottom, making it a quadruple bottom even. So we need to look into that. But that, if it comes, it comes. But at the minute, you can see there's a rock solid foundation at 30k for Bitcoin, in my opinion. And that particular level is of massive interest of one. I've told you so many times why it is of keen interest, okay? Now, there is an elephant in the room, which is the death cross, okay, where the 50 moving average crosses the 200 moving average. Again, I'm going to go through that with you as well, just to show you a couple of examples of where that's happened before, and why, to be honest with you, you shouldn't really pay too much attention to it, because it's a lagging indicator. And this is why I use the EMAs in my charting, as I've shown you so many times. The more up to date and less laggy, okay, because you can bottom out and be gone and form a death cross, and it's happened before, and I'll show you exactly where it's happened before, okay, for Bitcoin. So this is just a little update video for you on Bitcoin, on basically why I am still bullish, and why I still believe that we are going to 200k in this bull run, and why I do believe that we have bottomed out. And again, hold my hands up, could be wrong, and we could lose 30k. I've gave you targets there, 28k, but there's a particular level that Bitcoin's holding and bouncing off that is really keen interest to me, and I will show you straight away, okay? But yeah, Bitcoin at the minute, you can see it's sort of come down a bit, but it's bouncing off a key level of support, which I've given you yesterday, okay? That golden ratio has to hold. Do you remember? It has to hold. I gave you that particular level yesterday. It has to hold for continuation of this little uptrend that Bitcoin finds itself in, this new impulsive and corrective wave that they're going through, okay? So you can see the market's pretty flat. I mean, look at that. It's very, very flat, isn't it? You know, it's consolidation effectively, and it's boring, it's flat, and it's gearing up for the next leg up or the next leg down, so to speak. So right now, I'm just going to jump into the technical analysis of Bitcoin, okay? So this is a multi-year logarithmic chart of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame right here. Do you see this? What I'm going to do, before I show you the moving averages, I'm just going to show you something using fibs, okay? So these are the cycles. Obviously, Bitcoin, when it was first starting to begin traded, way down there, I mean, imagine that, 4 cents, look to the right, 4 cents, wow. Okay, even there it was trading at 1 cent, do you know what I mean, if you could go back in time. But this is the thing, you can see, using this particular scale right here, this is where, you know, it's not going to go up overnight, it's not going to go up in like a rocket ship into space where you've got to zoom out. This thing that Bitcoin is, it's an amazing thing, okay? And the more you go down the rabbit hole, you realize what Bitcoin is. It's absolutely one of the greatest inventions of mankind, in my opinion. The digitalization of money, basically. You know, we live in a digital age. I don't need to go down that rabbit hole with you. You're fully aware. So this is why you can't ignore Bitcoin and what it is. It's huge, and it's not going anywhere. And obviously, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, but until it becomes fully liquid, and there's massive amount of money involved in Bitcoin. You know, it's taken over the market cap of gold, so to speak, and it's starting to be taken seriously as a store of value. Then, until that time comes, it is going to be really, really volatile, unfortunately. And with that volatility comes opportunity, and this is why you should, if in doubt, always zoom out, and you can see where Bitcoin's going, okay? And this is why we have our projections of 200k and 1 million and 5 million and 10 million in our lifetime, and we do honestly believe that Bitcoin will get there. And all these ups and downs and pullbacks are just simply noise, okay? If in doubt, zoom out. Remember that, okay? So yeah, I'm just going to drop some fibs on this to show you previous cycles and exactly what's going on right now, okay? So this is a previous market bottom just there, and that's your market cycle top. And you can see if I go like this, move it like there, we'll have a little zoom in down here. You can see what Bitcoin did here in this particular bull run just there. It went up, hit its head, and rolled back to the 1272. Remember that, okay? Rolled back to the 1272 before continuation in that bull market just there. Do you see that? Topped out just there. So let's drop our fibs on that particular bull market as well. So we know that was a bull market top and it's a bull market bottom, and I've just shown you before. Okay, so drop it on there and drop it on there like that, and you can see if we move this over like that, you can see that Bitcoin in the 2013 bull run just there, it basically went up just like we're expecting now, a two-part bull run for Bitcoin. You can see it hit its head on the 1618, rolled back to support, which was 1272 before continuation. Okay, do you remember that? Exactly what it did there. Hit its head, rolled back, see you later. Now this is a 2014 to 2017 bull run just there for Bitcoin. So what I'm going to do is drop the fibs on again to the market cycle bottom, just there to there. Okay, just like that. Move this over and you can see, let's do that like that. So then again, you can see that Bitcoin went up, hit its head and come back to the 1272 support before continuation. Do you see that? Yeah, that's right, yeah. So it come back, held it as support, see you later alligator, continuation. That's where it got up to the 2.72 just there. Do you see that? Which is something that we're targeting right now for Bitcoin. So you can see that that target was met, but it hit its head, come back to support. What did it hold? The 1272, hold the 1272, hold the 1272. Do you see that? And right now, and even on the first run just there, boom, held the 1272. Do you see that? So right now, this is this bull run that you find yourself in for Bitcoin, okay? So what we do, we go from the bottom, market cycle bottom just there, we go to the market cycle top just there, move this over. Now your Fibonacci, okay, I did make a tutorial video for everybody. If you want to set your fibs up the same as mine, there is a tutorial video. I'm going to drop it in every single video now, okay, the link to every single video. Now this is why I'm still anticipating more upside for Bitcoin, because what we're doing right now, and what I've told you, we're bouncing off a really key level of support, just like we have in multiple bull markets before, okay? The 1272. Look, went up, bounced, support off the 1272, see you later. Went up, bounced off the 1272, see you later. That was a two-part bull run. This is what we're anticipating here for Bitcoin right now, okay? So as you can see in this particular bull run there, went up, hit ahead on the 1414, come back for support of a 1272, got it, see you later alligator. Now just here, we've come up with it ahead on the 1618, we've come back to the 1272. Originally, okay, I was saying that target the 1414 when we was up here and overextended. I said do target the 1414 as a bounce, and you can see we've come down, bounced off it and then continued down, but we've found support off the 1272. So far so good. Bitcoin is doing exactly what it's done three times before, sorry, 1, 2, 3, okay, in the previous cycles. Do you see that? So yeah, this is why I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, and the fact is it's not painting any bear market signals to me at the moment. Now there is this death cross that everyone's talking about, so I'm going to go through that with you in a moment. But as you can see, if I bring up the extension just here, the 2.272 is where I expect Bitcoin to rally to in this bull run and continuation up to 200k. Do you see that? Because this is exactly what it did here. If I drop this extension in just there, you can see with this particular bull run of 2017, it got a little bit overextended, started to roll back into the bear market right there. But you can see it bounced off support of the 1272. Do you see that? So in this instance here, if I drop the 1272 in, again you can see that this is literally where Bitcoin ran into resistance and started to roll back down in that previous two-part bull run. Do you see that? So this is why I am anticipating this particular outcome for Bitcoin. I could be wrong, but at the minute the charts are telling me a story. And show me the charts and tell me the news, and I'm telling you that Bitcoin is bouncing off key levels of support and it's looking for continuation, and this is why I'm still bullish, okay? And I understand the bears, and I understand the fact that, you know, we've got this death cross and Bitcoin could dump to 20k and 10k, but personally at the moment Bitcoin is adhering, isn't it? It's adhering to what its structure and what it's done before in the previous bull markets, and you can't ignore that fact. So show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. The news is Bitcoin's bullish, and it's got a little bit overextended, and it's looking for continuation, looking for support, and it's exactly what it's got right now after 1272. Now personally, obviously you got the wick downs below that particular level of support, just like you did in this one. You wick down below it, okay, but you found support primarily on the 1272. You didn't go back down to the previous cycle top, okay, just like you did here. You got a couple of wicks down. You actually have multiple levels of support just there for continuation, and the same there, you had a little wick down for continuation just there. Let's have a look where that extension went to. Okay, so it's really overextended right there, but that was like in its inception 2011. So imagine going back there and getting involved in Bitcoin. Give me a time machine, please. So yeah, you can see effectively like Bitcoin is just adhering to some kind of pattern and structure at the moment, and it's looking relatively strong for continuation until we start to lose these key levels of support here and do something here, you know, where we roll over and start to come down to 20k retest. This is be something that we've not actually done in a previous bull market cycle here for Bitcoin, and it would be a bit of an anomaly, to be honest with you. But obviously, just because it's happened before doesn't mean it's going to happen again, and you do have that in mind. But this is why I'll always tell you what I see. I'll always tell you the story that I see, okay? I'm not going to feed you no spiel. In my opinion, Bitcoin is going to break out of these levels of resistance. It's going to have an EMA retest, which I keep telling you about, and it's going to march onwards and upwards to 200k in this bull run, okay, in this two-part bull run, like we got here. Pure greed, FOMO, overextended, come back. But I'm rambling on again, I do apologise, but yeah, this is why I'm still super bullish on Bitcoin getting to 200k in this bull market, okay, because I'm looking at not necessarily past performance to guarantee future results right there, but it's just, you can see the charts are telling a story, aren't they? You're holding the 1272 really, really strong, and until we start to lose this key level of support right now. You can see we've had a couple of wicks down, and effectively you could say that this is a double bottom right there, okay, and it's starting to show structure and starting to march onwards and upwards. Obviously, it's not going to get there overnight, and it's going to run into resistance. You know, even a fool knows that, because that's the way it is, okay? But as long as you hold market structure and you hold support and you're not losing key levels of support, you are good for continuation. And right now the 1272 is our foundation for Bitcoin, okay? Until we start losing that, then I'm still bullish. And if we do start rolling down and we start coming back down to retest, then Bitcoin's doing something it's never done before in a bull market, okay? And also, let's go over the dev cross right now, okay? So get rid of all this. So with the dev cross on Bitcoin that everyone's talking about, then it is a bit of a lagging indicator, and I don't really pay too much attention to it because you can react to it and it's already printed what it's already done, basically. I'm going to show you this, okay? So the dev cross involves two indicators, moving averages. One's a 50 moving average and one's the 200 moving average, and it's on the daily time frame. So to bring this up, go to indicators, type MA, and drop a moving average in, and then drop another one in. And what you do, one is 50, okay, so the input is 50 and the style, whatever style you want to put, and then obviously the other one is 200, okay, 200. What happens is the 50 is the slower, the faster moving average, and the 200 is the slower moving average, okay. Now what happens is when they cross, when the 50 crosses the 200, it's called a death cross, okay. And apparently when that happens, you always see a 50% drop, but it is a lagging indicator, okay. Remember that it can print that and just signify this drop here. Do you see this? And this is what people don't realize, is we had one here, and we got this because we got the drop. It doesn't happen and then you get the drop. Do you see that? It's a lagging indicator, so you do need to pay attention to that, okay? This is why I use the EMAs and various other indicators. One indicator that I like to use is the Gaussian channel, okay? I'm going to show you this right now. This is a Gaussian channel, and it works best on a 5-day time frame, okay? Now this is a really key indicator, because once you enter the Gaussian channel, then in my opinion, looking at the history of the Gaussian channel and Bitcoin entering it, or any chart on the 5-day time frame, that in itself is an indicator we're looking to enter a bear market right there. It's the best precursor that I've found personally. Obviously with the EMAs as well, when you do start to roll under them, the 55, and you're hitting your head, which we've not done yet. We're not hitting ahead on the 55 EMA on the weekly time frame, is also a really good indicator. But the Gaussian channel is a good one, okay? And you can see right now we're bouncing off its support, and we're looking for this continuation, aren't we? So until we start to roll into this particular channel right here, and we start to come down and lose it, then yeah, that's when I will say to you, okay, we're in a bear market, guys, and 200k is in the next cycle. But so far, like I've shown you, we were doing to the 1.272, and it's looking good. It's looking relatively good and strong. We've got to come down. We have to come down. You were too far into space. We've come back down, and we've held support. We've held a key level of support, not just some normal support. This is a key level of support. It's absolute rock bottom support, which tells me potentially we've bottomed. Okay, so do anticipate more potential upside, and we have been getting that, because don't forget I did give you an indicator as well off a stock RSI, and at that point I think Bitcoin was down there at 31k, and at the moment you're 7k up on that particular call. Okay, so that was a nice little upside that I gave you, and these are all the things that, like I said to you, you need to start printing and forming the bottom out patterns and structures, and at the moment Bitcoin is kind of doing that. And when you look back in the future and down there, then you will see those bottom out patterns. Okay, so anyway, this particular channel here, once we do start to come into it, then yeah, you know, we are looking relatively bearish, because it does signify a bit of a bear trend. Okay, like you come into it and you can't get out. Do you see that? You're hitting your head on the channel, and then you start to roll under. And like I said to you in yesterday's video, the absolute optimal opportunities, and if it comes, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but optimal opportunities, and like I said to you, millionaires are made in bear markets. Okay, look at the opportunity when you're under the red band here for Bitcoin. Any project on a 5-day time frame, if you're looking at it, it's under there and it's forming this sort of pattern, boom, you know, buy and go to the beach effectively. It looks relatively good for continuation right there. So yeah, that's a Gaussian channel, and that's one of my big key indicators for you, a precursor to say we're entering a bear market right there. But as you can see, we're bouncing off it as support, and we're looking for continuation here, and I'll show you exactly where that happened before, okay, as well, where everyone was really bearish just here, where we lost support in 2013, pretty much like what we've done now. We came back to the 1272 right there, bounced off it, almost looked like we was entering the channel just there, wick down like we've got there, and boom, continuation. But then after that correction right there, when we actually rolled over and started to enter the channel, yeah, bear market signal. So that's why people say, why aren't you telling people you're in a bear market? Because I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, until we do start to roll into there, my target is still 200k in this bull market, and until we start losing the support geared up for that, then obviously I'll be fully transparent, and I'll say to you, okay, yeah, we're in a bear market, right? What we need to do now is anticipate where the bottom is, and buy and go to the beach on that bottom signal. Okay, so that's basically it. So with the moving averages and this death cross, we'll look at this, okay, because this has happened before, obviously, and you need to look at it on the daily time frame. Okay, just here last year, do you remember this? The Corona dump. Look, bullish cross in a massive uptrend. We're doing really well. We started to form a consolidation area just there. Okay, and look again, you know, you've got the very similar scenario here, where you've gone down and then you get the death cross like that, but it's a lagging indicator. You'd already bottomed out just there for picking up and continuing. Do you see that? It's a lagging indicator. And also, if the slower moving average, which is the 200, is moving up when the green line, well, it's not the green line, it's whatever colour you want to specify, the 50 moving average, the faster moving average, crosses it. If it's ascending and this is descending, it should be taken less seriously. Okay, and that is another factor. Look into it. It should be taken less seriously, and you can see it's lagging. Do you see that? Just here, it had already bottomed out. When it crossed, it was already on its way to recovery right there. Do you see that? So again, we've got a very similar scenario here, where the slower moving average, the 200, is moving up, and the 50 is moving down. So potentially, you know, you could look at Bitcoin doing something like this. It's not going to go like this, honestly. It's not going to go like that and then, oh right, Bitcoin's going to dump 50%, sorry, found a base before continuation. It doesn't work like that. It's a lagging indicator. The reason it's crossing is because you've already corrected. Do you see this? So the likelihood here that you've bottomed out. I'm not saying, I'm not got a crystal ball. I'm not saying 100% that we've bottomed out, but I've shown you the 1272. We're holding support really well, okay, and right now we are painting some reversal pattern structures in Bitcoin, okay, and if we can continue now in these impulsive and corrective waves, like I shown you yesterday, you'll tackle the 55 EMA on the daily, start to backtest at a support continuation. That's the signal we're looking for of the bottoming out signal right here for Bitcoin. So yeah, if we do get this signal right here, okay, it's because it's already corrected. Do you see that? So from here right now, you would potentially look at this as a very similar scenario to when we had the Corona dump last year, okay, just here we had the Corona dump. So it already created the bearish cross, the death cross, and it was looking already continuation, where a few months later it created the bullish cross, okay, on the daily time frame there, where the 55 at the 50 crosses the 200 right there. So yeah, it's a lagging indicator, and in my opinion it shouldn't be taken seriously. Yes, that's basically Bitcoin with a death cross then covered. You know, don't pay too much attention to it because it is a lagging indicator, okay. I don't want to tell you what to do. You know, it's just I'm just telling you what I see basically. So yeah, that's that covered then, the death cross and obviously the Gaussian channel and why I, and obviously the Fibonacci retracement tool right there and extensions, and why I do predict that hopefully we've bottomed out here and we are going to continue possibly consolidate and continue up to that 200k for Bitcoin, okay. Do pay attention to the Gaussian channel because obviously it is a massive indicator right there that, you know, when you do enter that potentially you are entering a bit of a bear market right there. And another key indicator that I've shown you, if you do lose a 1272 support, then again big tick to the upside. But I will keep you updated. Obviously I'm not going to feed you no spiel, I will always keep you updated. So what I'm going to do is just dive into Bitcoin on the hourly time frame right here then, and show you what we're targeting for Bitcoin. So like I said to you yesterday then, we need to hold this key level of support right now. You can see we've rolled over a bit, okay, and this is called a retracement. This is a retracement wave. It looks bad, but as long as we adhere and hold to support and don't fall through the 0.618, okay, the golden ratio, and then obviously come back into this channel, we're looking good for continuation right here, and we could be looking at more upside for Bitcoin, and this is what we all want obviously in this bull run, okay. Like when we went up in this impulsive wave and we start to roll back, it looked bad, but we held the 0.50. You remember I've shown you that particular level before continuation. So hopefully, you know, Bitcoin can hold this particular level right here. You can see it's sort of found support just above the 0.618, okay. It's now hitting its head on the 55, so do anticipate that potentially could still come down to this particular level. What you don't want to see obviously here is it lose this particular level, because if it does, you're looking at a big reversal wave, okay, and you're potentially coming back down to 34,584, creating this reversal wave for Bitcoin just here. Do you see that? Right now, so far so good. You've come up, you're holding support relatively well. If we consolidate around here, we could be looking for more continuation for Bitcoin up to these targets just here, okay. So that's basically Bitcoin. Do anticipate that these levels need to hold, okay. Like I said to you, loose support goes short. That's it. Take care everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with another update on Bitcoin. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay tuned, and thank you once again for your really nice comments. Take care everyone. Bye bye.